5 reasons Spider-Man Brand New Day crushed superhero fatigue. What superhero fatigue? In less than a week, Spider-Man Brand New Day broke the $1 billion mark at the box office. This is an article from the Hollywood Reporter. I assume you have notes for this.
Yes.
How did Brand New Day escape the superhero slump? Here are the 5 reasons from the film's lack of MacGuffin to embracing a more grounded vibe. Alan, give it to me.
All right. Spider-Man Brand New Day has become the biggest domestic opening weekend in history and surpassed Avengers Endgame. Why? Number one, Tom Holland's Spider-Man has never missed. Unlike the broader MCU after Endgame, Tom Holland's Spider-Man has enjoyed a consistent run of well-received films. From Homecoming through No Way Home, audiences have stayed invested in Peter Parker, giving Brand New Day years of build-up goodwill. Number two, a more grounded story. The story scales back from the multiverse spectacle in favor of a more personal street-level story. Director Destin Daniel Cretton focuses on characters' dramas over nonstop CGI action, making the movie feel more emotional and relatable. The Hulk battle is the weakest, most Marvel-like part because it isn't essential to the story. Number three, character over MacGuffins. Former Spider-Man writer J. Michael Straczynski praises the film for avoiding the typical hunt for a magical object plot. Instead, the story is driven by Peter's emotional journey. He suggests audiences aren't suffering from superhero fatigue as much as they are tired of repetitive MacGuffin-driven storytelling. Tom Holland and Zendaya. The real-life married couple remains a major draw. Their chemistry adds emotional weight to Peter and MJ's relationship, especially after the events of No Way Home, making their scenes seem more memorable. And then finally, number five, strong emotional storytelling. Brand New Day, the best Spider-Man film of the Tom Holland era. Despite cameos and setups from for future Marvel projects, the film stays focused on Peter's personal struggle. A rooftop scene between Peter and MJ is highlighted as one of the movie's emotional high points.
Those are very good reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I can give you a few big ones that they missed. I'll give you a couple of big ones. One, the lack of the Marvel humor. Marvel humor got to a point where it's just dismissive of everything happening. And every character speaks with the same jokes. We saw that in Thunderbolts, in so many of the Marvel movies. It's become a trope of Marvel humor. And what that does is it reduces the stakes and it makes light of everything happening to the point where it's like, well, why should I care if you don't? Why should I care if every character is joking? So the lack of Marvel humor is your 6th reason. The 7th reason, stakes that really matter to the characters. Now we get, you constantly have to raise the stakes in the superhero movies where it's the world, it's the galaxy, it's the multiverse. No. The stakes are more personal. While there was the stakes of a 1 kilometer radius of innocent citizens caught in a fight, the stakes were really personal. Jean Grey on the pathway to find out the fate of her sister. Other stakes that were personal to Peter Parker, the relationship with his love and his best friend Ned. MJ and Ned were a big part of those stakes. The stakes were stakes that you felt and stakes that mattered. I went an 8th reason, respect for the characters and lore. That opening montage, I know some people have made light of it. Look, I was all in on that opening montage. And, because we're all comic nerds, we have lots of nitpicks. But the fact that was included shows respect for the audience, right? So these are the reasons I think this movie is. Could you add a few more reasons? Do you have any come to mind? Sure.
Yeah. Coming to mind, it's a Spider-Man movie. You feels like you're watching Spider-Man. Weird. Unlike Wonder Man, where you are not watching a Wonder Man TV show, you are watching a TV show called Wonder Man. A big difference. Also, a fundamental understanding of who Spider-Man is and what his basic conflicts are in life, in his powers. Yeah, they play around with it. The whole mutating into a spider thing is kind of new, but I felt like that at least they addressed it in a way that wasn't dismissive and and kind of you could see Spider-Man, in that mutation. The other thing is not connected to the MCU. The article brought it up, but why does every MCU movie have to deal with the multiverse?
Yeah.
The multiverse was a stupid idea. It was dumb in Endgame, and it was dumb in all of the Phase 4 and Phase 5 movies. I hate it, and I'm glad we're back to just telling a superhero movie. And and it's damn fun. That really is it. I mean, with the exception of the second movie, that first movie is a very solid Spider-Man story, and that's what we've wanted all along from every single superhero movie. That's what I wanted from a Wonder Man TV show.
Well, Alan, you stumbled on. Well, you didn't stumble on it, but I had a lot of critiques of this.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of issues with the second, third act. A lot of, I think you could have cut 25 minutes. You wouldn't have missed it. You could have cut Yelena's scene. I think what the reason this works, it is as you pointed out, but I don't want to get more clear on it, a Spider-Man movie, right? In the early Marvel, when they did Captain America, the first Avenger, they made Thor, and Iron Man, those movies were very different. The first Thor movie doesn't even seem like a Marvel movie, directed by Kenneth Branagh. It's very regal, something very serious, almost Lord of the Rings about it in the fantasy realm. Those movies had different personalities. The problem is Marvel movies have gotten to the point now where there's a sameness about all of them. And this doesn't have that Marvel sameness. I would say the one thing you could lose and not lose anything. The two Yelena scenes in the movie, didn't need them, cut them out, wouldn't have missed them.
Yeah, that's the connected to the MCU.
Right.
And fortunately they were short enough. And quite frankly, the least annoying Yelena has been in any Marvel movie.
Probably because the screen time was pretty low.
Yeah.
But
and she was naked in a hot tub too.
I'm not sure if that helps or not. But in a related story, Spider-Man Brand New Day crosses 1 billion in 6 days, under a week. Crazy. I for one love it because theaters are back. I saw a movie on Monday at the theater and it was packed on a Monday. Okay. The theater I went to, the AMC at the Santa Anita Mall, packed on a Monday, and people with Spider-Man t-shirts. I saw a different movie, but it was packed and I love it. It's brought people to the theater to see other films and whatnot. What's in this story? If we can talk about this huge milestone.
Okay, so film continues to shatter records, including 407 million domestic, fastest movie to reach 400 million in North America, highest grossing movie ever with 47 million, surpasses Black Panther's previous record. Oh, highest grossing Monday ever, I should say. 658 million internationally, bringing its global total past $1 billion. A lot of this is thanks to audience word of mouth and little competition. There was no competition for Spider-Man. Let's be clear about that.
Yeah.
And is on track to hit 2 billion, a feat achieved by only 7 films in history. Marvel president Kevin Feige said he never expected Avengers Endgame's domestic record to be broken, calling the achievement overwhelming in the best possible way. Thank you, Sony. Feige also said that the success of Brand New Day gives Marvel confidence heading into Doomsday, arriving in December. Robert Downey Jr., Dr. Doom, blah, blah, blah. Brand New Day is already the 4th $1 billion movie, joining Super Mario Galaxy, Michael, and Toy Story 5. And yet no other film other than those 4 have crossed the $1 billion mark.
Yeah, well, I mean, people have pointed out, kind of gloating, that in under a week, this movie outgrossed the Superman and Supergirl films from James Gunn's DCU, which there's a lack of enthusiasm for what Gunn is doing. And it's kind of what we talked about earlier. Gunn is kind of stuck in making one kind of movie.
Yeah.
He makes one movie, and he made it very well the first time, called Guardians of the Galaxy, which was kind of the culmination of his indie film career. And he makes his first big mainstream studio film, and it's a huge hit. He put his heart and soul into Guardians, the first Guardians movie. And since then, he kind of has shown himself capable of making that same movie every time out. And I think audiences are onto that. And what Spider-Man, whether you loved it or really loved it, I have my nitpicks. I still do. The parts that worked feel true. And the one thing is it had that heart, and it didn't feel forced. Maybe it's also our familiarity with the core cast.
Yeah.
You know, Ned, MJ, and Tom Holland as Peter Parker. Like, our familiarity, I said in my review, I would watch a movie with the three of those characters, not in a Spider-Man movie. Just do it like some small indie movie, and them interacting and just having a road trip indie movie with those three. Like, no Spider-Man adventure at all. Like, that's how likable they are. They really spent time on that writing. And I know a lot of people, you know, the spoiler, if you haven't seen it, with the handshake at the end of the film with Ned, like, people got choked up. It's a handshake, but it means so much more than that. Yeah. But what do you think the secret sauce is to why this crossed $1 billion in under a week?
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned it. It's a Spider-Man movie. It felt like a Spider-Man movie, and people are excited for that. I will say, it's not a perfect movie, but the good stuff in this movie is so good that you're willing to tolerate the not so good stuff. And that, I couldn't say that about the Odyssey. I just have zero desire to see the Odyssey for the few good parts that I found interesting in there.